Now, I want to turn now to what may well be the defining issue of the summer, bushfires. Joining me to get the latest from the ground is founder of a charity called Back to the Bush and a veteran bush firefighter, Armen Arakelian. Armen, welcome to the program. I know you've been down in the snowy and into Gippsland as well, both areas devastated in recent bushfires 2 or 3 years ago, was it 2019 and beyond. I'm hearing from firefighters on the ground that there has not been enough hazard reduction burns. We know in all the Royal Commission reports that was a big priority. And I'm keen to know from you, what's the state of our fire trails?
Thanks for having me on the show, Peter. And I might as well just disclaimer here. I am speaking on behalf of Back to the Bush Fund and the Treaty Council and the Sacred Sites Preservation Project. I am a volunteer firefighter, but I do not speak on behalf of the RFS, nor do my views towards the RFS as well. So regarding your question down at the Snowy Mountains, yes, there are not enough hazard reduction burns being done. We'll have royal commissions and inquiries every time there's a severe bushfire season, but those hazard reduction burns are not being done. In fact, hazard reduction burns are being conducted across the state as a way of showing the public that burns are being done. But these are what I call micro burns. These are burns that are just literally just for show to produce the smoke and mirrors and essentially allow the bureaucrats to take accountability, shift the accountability towards the words climate and change when the fires do come through and decimate our biospheres.
Okay, so let me pick that last point up. So they're quite happy to see the bush burn. Is that what you're saying? Because it underscores the point that we've got a climate emergency.
No, not necessarily, Peter. It's just a way of shifting accountability. I must say it is very difficult to manage the millions of hectares of national parks. There's a few reasons why. 200 years ago, a significant amount of environmental change occurred. The colonialists arrived, they logged all the bush, they chopped it all down for timber, for agriculture, and then the preservation movement came in around the 60s. Large swathes of national parks have been declared since for a genuine good cause to preserve the environment, but what's taken place is that dense regrowth that's come through that hasn't been managed, that's been locked up, and it's become very difficult for bureaucracies and land managers to try and manage that land. What we're having now is, with the rhetoric of climate change, it's very easy to shift the blame because of how difficult it is becoming to manage the land. But there are solutions, and of course it is easier said than done, but there are solutions, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, well, Tony Abbott says to me when he was out doing a hazard reduction burn a couple of weekends ago that we've had some really wet seasons, so there's plenty of growth. Now we're heading into a dry season. He reckons it's one of the worst he's seen. What are the solutions?
I agree with Mr Abbott's statement there about the condition of the bush. In about 6 years' time, I believe, we will have fires that make the 2019-2020 bushfires look like a campfire. And this is because of the period of La Nina that we experienced. After scorching hot bushfires that's destroyed canopies and burnt our environment to a crisp, we've lost those canopies, we've lost those sensitive biomicroorganisms in the soil, and the general environment that supports these harmonious environments has actually been lost due to the heat of these fires. So once the rain fell, that all the seed bank, all the coloniser plants have come out producing really dense stems across our national parks, and that is rapidly drying out. We will have quite a severe bushfire season this year, but I believe in 6 years' time, if the prescriptions aren't put in place to restore proper fire regimes, we will have much more severe bushfires in that time.